Welcome to the Marriage Be Like podcast. We're your hosts, Kenny
and Kenya.
And we are so glad that you are joining us today. Listen, this podcast is here to discuss love and relationships, life topics, and how to navigate through it all.
Disclaimer, we are not specialists or counselors or professionals in these fields. We are a married couple who's got 27 years of life experiences under our belt. We hope to open some discussions, build communication, and plant some seeds. So sit back, enjoy, and let's have a conversation and grow together.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Listen, we want to welcome you back to another episode of the Marriage Be Like podcast. You know, this gets sillier and sillier every time.
It does, but it's okay.
Okay, so you're happy about
like
that.
it.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, I'm glad you're happy about it. If this is your first time, we want to say welcome. We are so glad that you joined us today. Joining us, tuning in, however you're listening.
However you're listening. If it's Thursday, you're on Envision Radio.
Envision-radio.com.
And if it's not Thursday, then you're listening to us on your platforms for podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcast, okay?
We appreciate it either way.
Either way.
And better yet, go ahead and tell your friends and family to listen as well.
Mom and them.
Yes.
Where we get mom and them? I guess
I don't know, but we say it.
We say it. Mom and them. Yeah. I mean,
Y'all
it's like,
know what it means.
It's one word, mom and them.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
yes,
so,
it is.
Anyway.
Also one breath.
Yes. Yeah. So tell mom and them, auntie and them, and all everybody and them.
And if you're listening on podcast platforms, you can listen to it more than once.
That's right. Put it
listen
on
to
repeat.
Over and over again. There you go.
Yeah. Repeat.
There you go.
Repeat.
You can listen to it on Friday, then again on Saturday,
repeat,
then again on Tuesday.
Repeat.
Come back and listen to the other one, the newest one on Thursday.
That's right.
That's all right.
If this is your second, third, fourth, fifth,
we appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you for coming back. So, go to our website, marriagebelike.com. You can see all of our other episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And listen there. And you can email us.
Yes.
At Kenny and
Kenya.
You got it right. I'm sorry. I messed it up.
I do know my name.
I messed it up. Let me do that again.
Timing, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Kenny and
Kenya
at marriagebelike.com. You know what? This is...
All right. So calendar review. You ain't about to complain. Calendar review. We're halfway through the year. I know we talked about it last week a little bit.
You messed me up saying that. Halfway through the year. I thought you were going to say halfway through the month, but it is the year.
No, it's the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it is halfway through the month.
And we talked about it last week, and you still are surprised.
I can't get over it, y'all.
This month, we're going to talk about a little bit and at least bring mention and awareness to some of the things that June brings awareness to.
Right.
How about that? Okay.
Right.
And so today we're going to mention a few more.
Okay.
A few different from what we mentioned last week. All right.
Yes.
So June 1st, which I didn't realize last week when we did the calendar review, June 1st was National Cancer Survivors Day.
Ah.
How many of us know cancer survivors?
Survivors, yes.
And they should be celebrating for that fight.
Man, so can we go back to June 1st so we can celebrate everyone
I know,
that we
right?
did not celebrate?
I know, right?
Man.
I know a couple cancer survivors. So, we appreciate the fight that you all had and continue to do, even in remission. And we're happy you're still here and alive and with us.
Yeah.
That is definitely something to celebrate and acknowledge.
Wow. National Cancer Survivors Day, June 1st. Y'all don't forget that so that you can tell someone that you love that is
absolutely
a survivor how much you love them.
That is correct.
Yeah.
All right. This coming Saturday, June 14th, is World Blood Donor Day.
Oh, wow.
Be sure to donate on Saturday where you see any blood drives.
Okay. Do you when was the last time you donated blood? Maybe I asked you that.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I'm anemic, tend to run anemic, so it's hard for me to donate.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the one who actually needs the blood, so I can't.
Okay.
I can't donate.
Yeah, no, me and needles have a special relationship.
Yeah.
So
I just refuse to have one with them, so that's just how that goes. I am terrified.
So anyway, and if you ask me, maybe you can email me, and I may tell the story about my experiences as a
Oh
blood
yeah,
donor.
we're not putting this one on air. Absolutely not.
She's embarrassed by that. So
Mhm.
so
And I don't get embarrassed too often, but yeah, that one's a sad one. So yeah. All right, moving on. Father's Day.
yes, Father's Day.
Father's Day is this weekend,
Yes, it is.
this Sunday. It's the
Yeah.
15th.
So did you? Yeah, and you got my gift ideas, right?
I did, and you got my gift ideas, right?
But this is Father's
Gift
Day, so
suggestions.
how can you suggest a gift for?
I so we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
No.
I just think that your gift is needed to be a little different than what you requested.
So people, I don't understand why she tells me what I
I think
want.
my gift for you is more efficient than the gift that you want.
But that's
I'm gonna turn around and still end up buying the gift that you need, that I want to
and
give
then
you.
and then I look
And
up
you
and I
fussing
get
about it.
a paisley tie.
Oh, absolutely not.
But this is how
You don't even wear ties anymore.
I know it. I don't know the last time I had on a tie.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Okay, then also Juneteenth.
yes, on June the 19th.
June 19th. Juneteenth, just in case you don't know, celebrates the official emancipation of enslaved African Americans or Black folk in the United States, specifically in Galveston, okay, Texas on June 19, 1865.
Yeah.
It commemorates the day when enslaved people were finally informed of their freedom. That's the thing. They had to inform us of our freedom.
Yeah.
And the Civil War was over, making it the end of slavery in the United States.
Now, you realize or remember that that is the day that those slaves were informed in Galveston, Texas, right? But it had been how many years?
It had already been. I don't know, but yeah, they had long been freed, actually.
So, and they just did not know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this is where information people,
those who were coming back from the war were announcing it.
Yeah. So, I mean, and this is where we just have to make sure that we do all that we can to inform ourselves or educate ourselves with anything.
History.
Yeah.
But anyway, now we celebrate Juneteenth.
Yeah.
We didn't growing up. I had no idea what it was. I was well grown before I knew what it was. And that even when I found out, the United States wasn't celebrating it yet.
Yeah.
What was it, last year, year before, when it became a national holiday?
It's been about 3 years now, actually.
Okay, yeah. Well, we were celebrating it on our own as Black folk.
Yeah.
As Blacks. We were like, look, Juneteenth is a holiday for us, so
Yeah.
we barbecue it.
Yeah. So
yeah, so we do celebrate Juneteenth. So that's our calendar review. Yay!
Yay! That's the crowd. Why does the crowd sound like that? Like
I don't know. It just does.
Hot breath.
It just does. Like hot breath.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, that tickled me. Okay. All right. So yes, what we got going on today?
You want to go into our segment, or you want to go right into our discussions?
You know what? Let's start the discussion. Can we do that? Just start a little bit of discussion.
Then we can break into our segment.
Yeah,
that'll work. All right.
So what are we talking about today?
Today we're discussing words of affirmation and giving people their flowers.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this was specifically for me.
My daddy.
Your daddy.
Yes. We're piggybacking off his 80th birthday party.
Now, I say that because words of affirmation is one of the 5 love languages.
In the end, giving people their flowers is words of affirmation, is it not?
Okay. Yeah, it is. It is. Great. That's great. Thank you.
Always trying to take some darn credit.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Uh-huh.
I'm not.
Uh-huh.
No.
I just
know that you can be a little petty sometimes.
I'm not being petty.
So
I'm being honest and sweet.
Honest and sweet.
For my daddy.
Okay. Okay. I'll be careful.
And I threw in a whole segment for Father's Day for y'all. Mm-hmm. And words of affirmation was for you, but in the end, it's words of affirmation.
Okay.
I figured you would appreciate it. I wasn't even trying to be petty. See, look, y'all hear this? Y'all hear this? I had to explain.
Because I have to protect myself.
You do not.
I got to protect myself from, this is how.
He's just being silly. That is not true. Oh
Somebody
Lord.
has to look out for me. I don't know.
That is
Somebody.
not true.
So there may be times when I overshoot with regard to
Exaggerate. Go ahead and say
my
the word. It's all right.
no,
You can say it. You can say it, or you can completely say make up.
my perception is my reality. Don't be making up stuff.
You know what?
So
Let's get into our discussion.
okay.
Words of affirmation and giving people their flowers.
Yes. Yes.
So, expressing your love to family members and friends, let's just start there.
Okay.
We don't do it enough.
Yeah.
We just don't.
Yeah.
When someone does something for you, when someone is close to you, or you are in admiration of them, you should say that.
You should. I agree
If there's
100,000%.
something that you appreciate about them, you should say that. I
Yeah.
try, but I know I don't give it enough to all the great people in my life.
See, and I want to say this because this is why I make such a big deal over this subject, because it is my primary love language.
It is your primary love language.
So that's why I was saying, people. I'm going back to see this is how
Also, why I was saying I try.
That's why we're going
It
back
is
to
not my love language, so it is a difficult thing for me because it isn't.
yeah, but you know what? And I understand that. I get it. I get it, and I live my life understanding and knowing that you do try, and I appreciate every effort that you make. And hey, I live with it.
There you go. See, I even had this whole episode in mind for you.
For me,
even though you tried to take the credit ahead of time, I was going to try to give it right here in this section. But you just jumped on in there and just going to snatch it. Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
I titled this episode "Words of Affirmation" just for you, babe. Because it's your love language.
See, stop. Because you. Thank
you.
Is that
the title on the sheet?
It is.
Is it the title?
It is.
It is.
It is. Okay. Move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Because it's not going to cause an argument. I'm trying to do right. Yeah. All right. So, but not only your spouse, not only just your family members, but also your friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're a big part of your life as well.
And it works for more than just friends. I mean, coworkers.
Yes.
I think, and not just because it is my primary love language, but words of affirmation really is a strong motivator of people.
I agree. I think people need to hear it.
Yes. So, it could be their least, on a totem pole of love languages, but I think everyone needs to hear some words of affirmation in terms, and it helped, again, like I say, motivate them and keep them, maybe their esteem level, self-esteem level.
Yes.
That somebody understands and appreciates what you do.
I think that would always make someone feel great about themselves. You know what I mean? Just like when you say you never know who's watching, sometimes people admire you from afar.
Ooh, yeah.
And you may not know that someone is doing it or that you're even doing something great in their eyes.
Yeah.
So then it helps to motivate you to continue in your greatness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to know that someone is, or that you're planting seeds for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many great things that come from words of affirmation, which is why I really believe in it. I can't help that it's not my love language.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it is my very least love language, and there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is try to let those around me know how I feel about them.
Yeah, yeah, and I joke when I talk about it. So I get that. I fully understand. Mm-hmm. So, and if you bring up the fact that I just said that later, I will deny it.
It's all right. I have it on recording. Anyway, so, it also helps with communication.
Okay. How is that?
Because then you open up the avenues of communication, possibly to someone who you may not always talk to. So, for instance, if you are admiring someone from afar who may be an associate, but not necessarily a friend.
Okay.
That can bring you closer because now you have given them their flowers in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to do that could spark a friendship. You don't know.
So what you're saying is, words of affirmation can break down barriers between people, simply because it's always they say you could track more flies with honey.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that is used when trying to correct someone, using nice words to correct someone, but the principle still applies even in in general interactions with people.
That is true.
people love to hear good things, and people love to spend time with people who know how to use nice words.
Right. It's a motivation boost. It's a self-esteem boost.
Yeah,
It does. It's a confident boost. It's so many things
yeah,
when you hear that someone else sees something good in you.
yeah, yeah,
Even if you already know it, just the reminder of it still is just,
yeah.
affirmation.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. All right. So, you ready to go into a segment?
Sure, we can go into the segment. What's our
Yeah.
segment about, babe?
What I love about you.
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 Okay,
Yeah.
so tell the audience, those who may be listening for the first time, why we do segments.
Okay, so our segments, just like our games, and we'll play a game a little later, but our segments is really just an opportunity to spark some communication between us and give us a little bit more to learn about ourselves and each other. This segment here, What I Love About You, just focuses on finding different ways to express our admiration for each other, our love for each other. What gives us that tingly feeling for each other, that feeling that flutters in our heart, that
Oh my goodness. Get to the point.
I did already.
Okay.
So
All right. Yes, I think you want to point out. Okay. So how about I go first? That way to give you a break from talking. Okay.
wow.
So
See, that's what I'm talking
what?
about. Petty.
But
So,
you'll like what I love about you. What I love about you, babe,
okay.
is your brains.
My brains.
I love that you're really smart.
Ah,
You're not quite what we would call in the 80s a nerd,
okay.
but you're really, really smart. And I really enjoy that. I'm in love with your brain.
You're in love with my brain.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay.
See, all the feels. Look at that. You heard it. You heard it, people. You heard it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can do anything. Not many people naturally are jack of all trades and can figure out stuff and can do a little bit of anything in life, fix something, and
Yeah.
so many things. So many things. So many things. Anything around the house, pretty much anything with the car. Being able to run a couple businesses and do creativity in media and so on and so forth. Not a lot of people can do that.
Well.
And because you're so silly, not a lot of people knew how smart you were. how much brain power was in there. And I was like, oh yeah, my husband's smart.
And silly.
And silly. I loved them both. But since I had already said silly in another episode, I went with
yes.
smart today.
You did say that. That was early
Yes,
on too.
it was. Yes.
Really early.
But I like your IQ.
Okay.
I think it's a great gift.
Well, thank you, babe. Thank you.
You're welcome, babe.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
Your turn.
Okay. So, what I love about you. What I love about you is, we tease about how you miss jokes sometimes.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I mean, it's the wildest thing. But here is the thing. What I love about you is, when I'm joking.
Yes, I do. Because I know you well.
Yes, when I'm joking. And people understand this, right? I mean, she talks about how silly I am, and sometimes I'm serious about it. But I can say something that's really off the wall.
Yeah.
And I just be joking about it, right?
And sometimes it even maybe could be taken wrong.
Yes.
To those who are listening.
Yes.
To those who may overhear us talking, person to person or
Yes.
whatnot. But because I know my husband, I know what's real and what isn't real.
I mean, we were just talking about
just having that conversation.
just talking about it. I said something and somebody didn't like it, and
Yeah.
but hey. Well, but that's what I love about you. I don't have to, because here's the thing. I don't have to qualify very much of what I say, because you understand where I'm coming from when I say things. You know what I'm saying? And I understand and I acknowledge that not everybody can receive it that way.
It's true.
And I'm grateful. That's why I love this about you. That I'm grateful that I can be free to say things
and be silly
about it, and not feel like I have to sleep on the couch.
I know, but I love, it's funny because I actually love the sarcasm of it all.
Well, because there's nobody more sarcastic than you. So, yeah, I mean, people understand who I am married to. She is the pettiest of all petty,
I
the
am definitely a jokester.
sarcasticest of all.
Oh no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Of all sarcasticity. I don't. I mean, it is ridiculous.
I
So
know.
this is what I have to live with. So then, yes, I have to fire back.
I'm an inner comedian. Everyone may not know that,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
Oh man, it's hard to live with her under those.
But because of that, I get it from my daddy. I can't help it.
Yeah.
Because of that, I see where you always coming from. So I'm hardly ever offended.
Right.
Even when others may be, because they've heard you say something, it's like, wait a minute now. Kenny, you okay? Yeah, girl, he was just teasing. It's not really hey, I'm taking up for my husband. I really know he was just being silly.
Yeah, just being silly. That's all.
It's all right.
So, I mean, maybe I should do a little better when there are other ears around, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I probably won't. So
probably not. I know I probably wouldn't. If it were me and I'm saying something off the, I've said a couple things probably off the wall here.
Yeah.
And you're like, but it's because we know each other. That's what gives our chemistry, people. It's okay.
It is. That's all it is.
It's all right.
So that's what I love about you.
All right. Yeah. So that segment is over.
Yes, about time.
Go ahead and go ahead and do this segment with your spouse, with your loved one in your relationship. Let's see what it does for you.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
then if it comes out to be an argument, you can email us and tell us. But
no, I don't want to hear about no arguments. Keep that to yourself. I was going to say,
better yet, tell us if it worked out great.
Yeah, that's all we want to know. No, I'm just teasing.
If you learn something new about your spouse,
yes.
So hey. All right, so let's go back into our topic.
Okay.
So giving people their flowers.
Yes.
I know we talked a little bit about, the words of affirmation and giving people their flowers, but giving people their flowers while they're here.
Right.
Let's get a little bit more specific.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I think we all understand when I say while they're here, meaning that we tend to do that at funerals.
Yeah.
Give people their flowers literally.
After they're dead and gone.
And in words, but it doesn't matter there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at the funeral. It doesn't matter at the celebration of life. When it counts is when they're here.
Yeah.
When they're alive and well.
When they can hear it, they can see it.
Yes, they can appreciate
and smell the
it.
flowers and watch the flowers die.
Yeah, flowers do die after a while. But anyway, that's not the point.
That's not the point.
The point is allowing the people who you love to be able to enjoy the words that you are giving. Oh, that was a long S, wasn't it? It came like 2 seconds after the word.
I told you about that. I told you. I don't know why
I heard it. You mentioned it, and I heard it just then. I don't know why it took so long to say that.
If you didn't catch it, she said words. Did you mean to say word or words?
Yeah, I meant to say. I don't know what I meant to say at this point. Okay, so look. Saying kind words and giving people their flowers when they are alive and well and can appreciate it is the time to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Giving their words of affirmation. That's, not when they're on their deathbed.
Yeah.
Not when they're on their sick bed. Yeah. Not when they are in the casket at the funeral. Yeah. Not when we have pictures up in the sanctuary and we're doing a celebration of life.
Right. Right.
All those are great, but they don't appreciate them because they're not here anymore.
And here's the thing. I feel like many of us, when we hear these words of affirmation or we are receiving our flowers while we are alive, extends our life. Oh,
I think it does, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you just have a brighter outlook on life. And when you are in a good mood, maybe you're sick, maybe you're
somebody's day.
Yeah. But even when a person is not feeling well, hearing kind words, hearing encouragement and things like that motivates them and gives them the energy to fight.
I agree.
When when you have to fight for your life. Yes.
Fight for your life.
Yes.
Fight through sickness.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, because remember
emotional distress.
And here's the thing. Remember one of the earlier what I love about you, maybe was I was talking about how when I would have a bad day and hear your voice and
Yes.
how it made that bad day just disappear. It was like it never even
It's like
happened.
a reboot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's I believe that's the same thing when we give people their flowers while they are alive, while they are here, they can hear you.
Hmm.
That's the same thing happens.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. And so I try often, even when I am talking to friends who don't live here, I try to send out texts because sometimes I can't talk to them. They may be at work when I'm thinking about them.
Hmm.
So I'll send out a text or something. And the goal is just to say, hey, I'm thinking about you,
Yeah.
I miss you, and
Right.
hey, how are things going over there?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that also brightens their day. It may not necessarily be words of affirmation, but it is definitely a hey, I love you, I'm thinking about you, I
Yeah.
miss you,
Yeah.
but just to know that you're thought about, I think makes a difference as well.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And what I really appreciate about what you're saying here is that it really it encourages us not just to that we say something, but I think we all should be encouraged to think of something positive to say to each other.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Much like the segment that we just played, what I love about you,
Mm-hmm.
to give us different ways to express, because it does a lot for us
Yeah.
to say something positive or encourage someone else. Because now it takes a lot of ourselves to do that,
Yes.
right? Um, we have to put ourselves aside,
Gotta be a
or
little vulnerable.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in order to do that. So, um, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, so I think we should make a point to do that. Each and
Hmm.
every one, each one reach one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
be able to just spread the love all the time, always. Just consider if you tell a different friend or a different family member each day of the month, what that would do to your relationships.
Wow. And what that does to you,
What that does to you. Yes.
you
Good
know.
point, babe.
What was that? There was a movie. It was one of those Christian movies. Um, Help me remember this one, where the husband and wife, um, they weren't doing very well. Their marriage was on the brink of divorce. And
Fireproof.
was that what it was? Fireproof? Yes. Yes.
I should look up the words to that Baby Mason song. You remember that one? Each one
Ah,
can reach one.
yeah. Huh.
Na, 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 na,
Actually,
na,
I don't remember that.
na, 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 na. I don't remember all the words, even though I used to sing the song. Okay, but go ahead. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look him up.
Well, I mean, the I don't know. Should I give a spoiler? Maybe this. Well, we'll say
No, because
spoiler alert.
it's an older
It's an
movie.
older
Go
movie.
ahead.
Spoiler alert. We'll say it that way, because if you hadn't watched it,
I think it's fireproof. Go ahead.
it may be.
Let's make
Because I
sure.
thought he was a fireman.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
fireproof. That's what I thought you was talking about. I just want to
yeah.
make sure.
But what he did was his father experienced that same situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had determined within himself that he wasn't going to allow that marriage to fail. And in order to do that, what he did was he did something nice for his wife, said something nice for his wife every day, and it changed him.
Yes, yes, it did.
It changed
Yes,
him more so than it changed her.
and then changed their marriage.
Yes, yeah.
I looked up the words because you actually walked right into the words of that song.
Okay.
I'm not going to sing it because I barely remember it to begin with. So each one, reach one, as we follow after Christ, we all can lead one.
Mm,
We can lead one to the Savior, and together we can tell the world that Jesus is the way. If we each one reach
reach
one.
one. There you go. So each one reach one. Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Play that song in a few minutes after the podcast. Just because I haven't heard it in a while. But
Right,
it's a
right.
beautiful song by Baby Mason. I wanted to make sure I make that clear.
Okay.
She wrote the song and sang, 1990. Look at there.
Oh wow. Yeah. See that I knew it was before I was born, but
Ah. Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
yeah.
All right, so you ready for our game, babe?
Yes, let's do the game.
Da-da-da-da!
We're almost on the same key.
Almost, almost. But you know what? The beautiful thing about that sound, making those noises, is it don't have to be on the same one.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to do it
Anyway,
again?
No,
Okay, all right.
because I don't think you get it right. I
Oh,
don't think you'll get it right.
let's try it just to see.
No,
Let's
I'm not.
try it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Okay. One.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's it. I knew that wasn't gonna work. I told
I was
you.
like, let's see. How was it last time? Let me make sure I get the same
I
one.
told you it was not going to work. Now
I wasn't even
I might have
trying. I was
slightly
just being
sabotaged
silly.
that by just doing something completely different. But anyway,
It's okay.
I knew it
I
wasn't
wasn't
going
trying to
to
do right no way, so it's all right.
work. Yeah.
Okay, so this game is I do or I don't.
I
All right.
do or I
So for
don't.
those of you who are listening for the first time, our game works just like our segment.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So I do or I don't like grapes.
Oh man, grapes.
Hate grapes.
You hate grapes? Are you serious?
I don't like them.
What is the problem? I don't understand this. See, you have the strangest
I know I
palate.
do. I do. Okay, so here's the thing about grapes for me. They have a skin. Then you break the skin, it's just burst of juice.
Oh man, it is wonderful.
Yeah. So I don't like it.
I was just telling you earlier today.
And I was just agreeing for
Oh
you,
man.
not for me.
Because people, I would go to Publix and buy a big old giant bag of grapes and eat the whole
Yeah.
thing within an hour.
Not that I hate them, not that I won't eat them, because I have eaten grapes.
Okay.
For instance, if there is zero water around, but there's grapes around, I'll eat grapes.
Okay.
Almost by force, though. Like I'm not just going to
Because
regularly eat grapes.
it's out of necessity at that point.
Right. I was at, I don't know where I was, but there was a salad of some kind of salad that somebody had made for me somewhere. And it had grapes in it. I
Okay.
did not know that. Otherwise, I would have asked them to take it out.
Okay.
But then the interesting part about the salad, because it was like a Caesar salad with different things in it.
With grapes in the Caesar
Was it
salad?
Caesar salad? Hold on. It wasn't Caesar. It was a house salad.
Okay, maybe.
Yes, but it was definitely a salad, but it had grapes in it.
Okay.
And eating the grapes, they were like little bitty small. She had cut them into small fours.
Okay.
So it was like little cubes of grapes.
Okay.
And so it gave a burst of sweetness
Yes.
in the salad.
Yes.
It actually was very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then at the end, I was like, was that grapes I tasted?
Yeah.
And she was like, yes. I was like, okay.
You
I can
enjoyed
take them in
the
small,
grape.
slight bites.
Listen, I love grapes. I would. What did I tell you today?
Mm-hmm.
That God stumbled on something when He created grapes. I'm telling you, like, I don't know what was on His mind when He said, "I'm going to make these little fruity things that burst in your mouth."
Yeah.
I mean, and they got to be crunchy. What I mean by crunchy, they just got to be firm. I don't like the soft grapes, right?
Yeah.
And I'll put 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of them in my mouth one time and just let them
confusing
burst.
For me. They're firm, but there's a burst of juice.
Oh, that is wonderful. It's like a balloon popping. What in the world?
I'm not a fan of balloons.
Oh my God.
They're really pretty to look at.
Listen, you know what?
I don't want to hear them pop. I don't want to be around them popping.
There is a small part of me that regrets learning all that I'm learning about you in this podcast. Because every time I turn around, there's something that...
When we deal with balloons, I be telling the sons, take them outside and burst them.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so Sunday I was having a fit because they were bursting the balloons. Yeah, inside, which it was just echoing.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
Who was a lot.
Yeah. We'll explain what was going on there right after this game. So, all right. So I do or I don't. You don't like grapes. I do.
Yes.
All right. So next one is like being an entrepreneur.
Yes, I love it.
Do you really?
I do.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
I can't wait till it's full time.
I like it. I actually I do love it. But I got to be honest with you. There's a part of me that has worked in corporate America for so long that when I have that freedom to do what I want when I want, when I know I need to, and not have to do anything unless I need to.
That don't make no sense. Say it again. Somehow I got lost.
Well, see, that's how I feel.
What?
So no. Understand this. Sometimes, now, and don't get me wrong, I love.
Give an example. Maybe I'll understand it there.
I love being an entrepreneur, but then there are times when 9:00 in the morning and I don't have to be somewhere.
Yeah.
There is a level of anxiety because I'm not somewhere that I feel like I'm supposed to be.
No. Now you got issues.
Well, and so I'm working through
I
that.
don't
So
understand that.
I'm working through that. You ever get this that feeling like you're supposed to be doing
Never.
something?
Oh, like I'm supposed to be doing something?
Yeah.
Like if it's something I forgot to do and I'm saying, dang, I was supposed to be doing something.
No, that's
That's as
not
far
what
as it goes. I never get any more than that.
okay. No, sometimes
Never feel like I should have to be at work. Never feel like I should have to dress up and be on my way. Nope, that
Well,
has not happened.
I have to be honest with you. I think that's something that I'm working through, right? I realize that that's something that,
It's just the training
yeah,
of corporate America.
yes, I got to. That's why I don't like being late anywhere. We talk about it all the time.
I mean, I feel like I'm more of a free spirit than you are.
Yeah, if I said I'm be there at 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I'm there.
But that has nothing to do with you having to be somewhere when you have nowhere to be.
No, I realize. I mean, because what
They're
is it?
two different things.
No, you're right. You're right. But my point is because I'm so accustomed to being somewhere that when I don't have to be somewhere on, say, on a day that I normally am,
On a day off.
on a day
holiday.
off, holidays are tough for me.
Yeah, I realize they're tough for you. They are not tough for me. I understand that it's a holiday. I understand that I'm supposed to chill.
Yeah, and the holidays are tough for me because I'm supposed to be working and I'm not. And
Shame.
sometimes I'm not
You got
okay with that.
issues.
I do. I recognize that. I do.
So don't talk about me and my grapes.
Oh,
not
see,
liking
these are totally different things.
issues. Issues nonetheless. And my point is, thank you so much. All right. So enjoying
Wow.
being in our 50s. Do you
I-
enjoy being in your 50s? Yes or no?
Oh, I love
do
it.
or I don't. You
I
love
do.
it.
I do.
I do too.
I do.
You didn't at first though. Tell
No.
why.
Why? You tell me why. What in the world?
Why you didn't like being in your 50s?
Why didn't I like being in my 50s?
I don't know.
You just told me I didn't.
I thought you said that you was having issues going into your 50s right before your 50th birthday.
That was when I was going to my 30s, not my 50s.
Oh, it was going into your 40s.
30s. Get it together.
No, that's not true.
How long we been married and you trying to?
No, it was you turning 50.
Okay, so, but what I think the challenge that I have with it is that I didn't know I was going to experience some of the things that I have experienced health wise and
True.
just physically, like I got a Charlie horse and now my knee don't want to extend, all that kind of stuff. So it takes me longer to stretch out and so I can walk every morning. So
You make you sound so old.
well, I mean,
I'm not old. I don't know about you. I ain't had them kind of problems.
So you enjoy being in your 50s?
I love being in my 50s.
Really?
I do.
Better than any other decade?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I feel like I better came into my own. I understand myself better.
Yeah.
Who I am in my brain actually comes out as a person versus I felt like, I don't know, like imposter syndrome. Like I presented one way, but I was someone else in my brain.
Yeah. Okay.
And really it was just a situation of uncertainty, some fear of presenting myself fully.
Yeah.
To people. So yeah, now I don't care to sing.
Okay.
And I think that freedom comes with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I try not to be rude.
So then
I do try.
So
but
when
at the
you
same
get to
time,
so when you get to your 80s, you're gonna be one of them old people.
I don't want to be
that
mean. No, I can be you because you can be forward. You can be blunt without being mean.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that I'm always nice about stuff.
You have a way to say things nicely.
I do try.
Yeah.
Until you try me, and then I'm like, you know what? I already didn't care.
Wow.
Now, whereas before, I would never get to that point openly.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'd just be home mad later.
Mm.
You see the difference? So I think that there is freedom in being more open and communicating more.
Yeah.
How I feel, how other people have made me feel.
Right.
And what my thoughts are.
Okay.
And, to be able to say that and speak my piece without an argument. I had to do that today, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Today I had to call somebody because I felt a certain kind of way and I wanted them to understand how I felt about it.
Okay.
Yesterday, I called somebody because I felt I was wrong in how I presented something.
Okay.
And so I called to apologize. Though they did not accept my apology because he's like, what? What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, I
But
get
that's not
that.
the point. The point is I felt uncomfortable about how I presented it.
Okay.
And I didn't want to present myself that way.
Right.
It wasn't too bad. But I was just on, I think I gave more frustration than I probably should have. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So if I probably should have given a 2 or 3, I gave more like a 5. And so I apologize for it.
So you probably feel like I should apologize to that one person that I probably gave a 7 to.
That you gave a 9 to? I don't know. I don't know.
I came home the other night. It was like, yeah, I just went
They was
off.
way in the wrong, so I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna let that one sit. They need to go on and sit in that one.
Sorry,
They was way wrong.
I did go off on somebody, but yeah, like you said, they were wrong. But I'm proud that I didn't cuss them out.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm not a cusser.
No, I was about to say it would never even happen.
But it didn't happen then either. So
yeah, there you go. There you go. So yes, I enjoy being in my 50s, but I also enjoy being in my 50s because I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to see my 50s. I'm happy to be alive.
That's a great perspective.
You know what I mean? I'm happy to be in decent health. I mean, I'm not in perfect health, but I'm happy to be in okay. I'm happy to be in decent health. I'm happy to still be able to see and visit family and friends, and we're all here together. And it's just, life is good. I'm happy to run businesses and be an entrepreneur and see my kids grow and become the men that they have become.
Yes. Okay.
So it's a good thing over here in the 50 side.
So we both like being in our 50s.
So who won? Me?
No, that one was a tie. That's a tie, a draw, because I won the grapes.
Mm-hmm. You like grapes, I don't. What?
Oh, okay. No, I like. Well, you like being an entrepreneur more than I do.
Yeah, you're still working it out.
Yeah, I'm still adjusting to.
Now, mind you, folks, we've been in entrepreneurship for like 5 years.
Yes.
He's still making the adjustment.
Wow. Shade. Oh man. Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying.
No, see, and here's the thing,
for me,
people,
you should have adjusted by now.
Here's the thing. She is so accustomed to just throwing shade at any time that she didn't even realize that she threw shade. You should have seen the look on her face when she said it. We've been doing this for 5 years, and then the look on her face was like, "Oh, I just threw shade." Come on now.
I didn't. You said wow, and I was like, "Oh man."
So yeah, oh yeah, that's right. You didn't realize it until. Man.
I didn't. Oh, sorry. Sorry, folks. That's just us being silly.
Nah, that's her being
married couple silliness.
That's her being petty and.
All right, so that was the end of that game. I do or I don't. Try not to let it cause an argument in your household. How about that?
I'm glad that one is over. Man. I survived. I survived.
Yes, that's all right. You can just go ahead and settle in on being an entrepreneur, sweetheart.
Okay, we're done with that, right?
And we're both the game is happy over. In our 50s.
And
enjoy your grapes. See, I was trying to finish it out in a nice way. Look at there.
The game is over.
All right, let's talk about my daddy's party because I'm excited.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So the whole point of really this episode was to piggyback off of what we experienced at my father's 80th birthday party.
Yes. That man turned 80 years old.
My daddy's 80. How old does he look to you, though?
I'm not answering. I'm not answering that question.
The man still looks 60.
I'm not
like he just never aged after
because that means that because we're in our 50s, well into our 50s, we're supposed to look like him now. Not following that.
I know exactly.
I mean, not and forgive me. I'm not saying that he looks bad. No, he looks great.
My dad looks great.
He looks great. My point is, I'm not 60. I'm not 80. I'm not either one of those. So
He looks 20 years younger, at least, than he
yes,
is.
yes. In
And
fact,
it's a
he has
great
hair on
thing.
his head, and I don't.
He does. My dad has all his hair.
So
Yes, yes, yes. Look, I am so happy for my dad because generally he's a chill guy. But this particular time, turning 80 was just a big thing for him. And I was so excited to see him so excited.
oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because he's usually so chill that you don't get a whole lot of excitement out of him.
that's right.
And he's always just cool, calm, and collect.
Mhm.
And Sunday for his birthday party, we threw a big bash,
Yeah.
which he directly requested. He has never requested a birthday party ever.
Okay.
We've given him 1 or 2, 3 or 4, 3, I think, in all. But he never requested them.
Okay.
He never even cared. He was just like, okay, so we're throwing a party. All right, I'll be there. Kind of a deal.
Mhm.
This one, he was like, okay, look, I'm turning 80. He said
Yeah.
last year, I'm turning 80. I want a big bash.
Yeah.
He was involved in just about every aspect. Though we tried to surprise him with stuff, he was opening Amazon boxes every time it came
Yeah.
to the house. Mom was fussing about it. She's like, you can't surprise him. I was like, he's not trying to be surprised. He
Yeah.
wants to be involved in every aspect. And it was so interesting to see him be that involved and be that excited.
Mm.
He was happy to see all the people who showed up. We had like 200 folk there.
Yes.
I was trying to count, but every time I counted, we still just kept coming up to close to 200.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have the exact amount. So it was close to 200. That's our exact amount.
Mhm. It was close to how many?
200.
Yeah. Pretty close, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Pretty close to 200 people.
So the colors were.
Wait, and you said there was like, you said how many people again?
So the colors were cream, black, and gold.
Which are your favorite colors?
They are my favorite colors. And we had some things in like party favors. So you had, of course, when he was born, we're talking about the war.
Mhm.
Lots of people were smokers. So
Yeah.
we had the.
I was
do you
wondering
remember
why.
the candy?
Yes, I was wondering why. What is this? I mean, they had a bunch of little cigarette candy and
cigar, bubble gum.
Yes.
Yes.
I was like,
That
why?
was the time that he was born.
But I mean, he don't smoke.
He doesn't smoke, but that's what was happening around him during that time.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a huge thing.
Okay.
So that's what we had as party favors. We had fedora hats as party favors.
Yes.
Straw hats.
I still have mine.
You still have yours?
Yeah. I actually like it. I may have to buy a couple more.
We had sunglasses as party
Yes.
favors. Fans, motorized hand fans.
Okay.
I'm missing some things.
I don't know. You had a selfie station.
Yes, we had selfie stations. Dad made sure and made an announcement to
take pictures.
to take pictures with him. Now, mind you, this is coming from the person who's been behind the camera for so many years. My father's a photographer by profession.
Mhm.
So for him to want to be in front of the camera was very strange to watch.
And he would not leave that camera.
Would not leave that selfie station. He
not.
was up and moving and mingling the whole time. And again, that's not generally my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, we had like 100 Goodwins. Goodwin's my maiden name. That's my family name.
Mhm.
100 of them showed up, it seemed.
Yeah.
Half the place were Goodwins.
Yeah.
So they showed up strong, and I was so proud of my family for coming. Many of them traveled
Yeah.
to be there for my dad.
Yeah.
And also friends traveled.
Yeah.
There were quite a few who came from out of town.
Yes.
If I start naming them, I will forget.
So don't do that.
I know.
Don't
but
do
they
that.
came from far and near. But many of them were not living in Louisville, Kentucky, where we had the party where my father lives. And so it was nice to see people come and be willing to travel for him for his 80th birthday. He was so happy.
Yeah. No, it was, I must agree. It was really a great experience.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself. I ate more food than I needed to.
The food. Yeah.
Yeah. And, but it was great to see, because there was some of your family that, I hadn't seen in a long time,
Yeah, that's true.
and it was great to see people.
Yeah. And we don't live in Louisville, Kentucky, by the way.
Right.
We live in Alabama. So
Right.
we traveled a little bit as well.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you what was hilarious to me. I had to tell people who I was, because people didn't recognize me. So I walk up on somebody and, hey, and they're looking at me like, and I'm like, yeah, you don't know who I am. And then I'll smile, or I'll say something or do something that is familiar to them, and they're like, oh, and it's because I have this beard. And everybody claims it's the beard that throws them off.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they were all saying. Oh, I never remembered you with that big old beard. It's like, okay,
Maybe it's because it's gray. Is that why?
maybe. I have all this wisdom.
Yes. That might be it. I mean, it has grown more here recently than you used to wear it.
Mhm.
So maybe, I guess it could throw people off. I'm used to seeing you with it and I love it. So,
Yeah,
it doesn't
I
bother
love
me.
that you love it.
Yes, I love it. So, yeah, but I guess I could see if people hadn't seen you in a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had mounds of food.
mounds.
We had appetizers and cold salads
yes,
and sandwiches at first. And then,
yes,
so that was the starters. And then you had your main meal, several
Yeah.
meats and vegetables.
yeah.
And then we had tables
Of
of desserts. And then a full candy table,
yeah, nothing but candy.
just candy.
Like
That
why?
joker was gone so fast.
Yeah, that was the first thing. That was the first thing before any of the appetizers went. It was the candy.
It's like 600 pieces of candy
Yeah.
and pretzels and
Yeah.
lollipops. And
Yeah,
yeah, that does not include the 600 pieces of candy, though.
yeah. It was sad to see.
No. Folks was like, yay, candy, like children.
Children,
But
yes.
it was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I got none. All the candy I got was the bubble gum in the lobby.
I didn't get any of the bubble gum, the cigarettes, or the cigars.
Did
I
we
didn't
get a
any.
picture of the candy table?
I'm sure that we did. I'm sure that we did. Now, I didn't get any of the. No, I'm sorry. I had to get my candy before the guests arrived.
Yeah, I probably should have.
So I had a couple pieces of chocolate, and that was it.
Okay. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So we had tables of food and so on, but we also had a live band.
That's
My
right.
brother Joel brought the band and
Yes.
singers and a violinist.
Yeah, the violin. That's right. I had a
Really, really
violinist.
good.
That was It was really nice.
It was very nice. Couple city officials.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, my cousin Lori. I met her in person for the first time, believe it or not.
Okay.
We connected on Facebook,
Mhm.
but I had not actually met her. There's so many good ones. There's
Yeah.
just so many of us.
Yeah.
So I don't actually feel bad about not knowing them all because I haven't lived in Louisville in, 30 years.
Yeah. 30.
So
25, 30, 40,
it's closer
60.
now. Mm-mm.
What?
Anyway, my point is, there were people who I had not met before that were even family.
Okay.
And so that was pretty cool to meet.
Yeah,
It was
I
just a
bet.
couple. It wasn't like a whole lot. But also, it was wonderful to see all those people show up for my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just goes to show you how much he's loved. And I think he felt it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think, did you ever see him sit down?
I don't.
I don't think he sat down. Did he even get to eat?
Ah.
They
I don't
made him
know.
a plate. I never actually saw him sit down, but I think he was just so excited and greeting people and
Yeah.
speaking and having conversations and mingling and taking pictures in the selfie booth
Yeah.
that he just couldn't settle
Yeah.
enough to, you know what I mean?
But I mean, it was his day. He could do
It
whatever
was
he
his
wanted
day.
to do.
Exactly. Even with people saying the beautiful things they said about him. I know my cousin Jack. I remembered him telling me the stories of what my dad did for his nephews and what he exposed them to, like skiing and photography. When he came back from the service, and but it was just cool to see how Jack still felt. You could feel the love that he had for that.
Yeah.
Even though it happened when he was a kid and as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool. But, other people, we had families that speak up and say things. But Uncle Donald was there, his
Mhm.
oldest brother, 92 years old. Also, you
And
never
he moved,
know.
and he'd moved like he was 60.
Love me some Uncle Donald. Good ones. We got great genes. And even, my dad only had 2 real requests. One was, I want a big birthday bash for my 80th birthday. The other one was he wanted a family picture of his offspring.
Okay.
So we were able to get all 4 grandboys,
Yes.
both children that are alive,
Mm-hmm.
and then both in-laws.
Mm-hmm.
And then mom and dad, we actually finally got a picture.
Got that picture. Sure
Now, that is the only couple pictures we have. Now, we're together often,
did. Yes.
but there's always somebody missing.
Yeah. Always one.
There's always one missing. And so this time we were actually able to get those pictures in the selfie booth.
Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
So that would be cherished. I'm happy that we were able to make his wishes come true, and that he said it was bigger than what he thought it was going to be, and it was better. So that's the goal.
That's cool. That's cool. Talking about giving flowers while they're living. So that was really good, babe. I enjoy myself. I mean, now for us, it was a little quick trip.
It was. Now, acts, and what I don't know if you know this, but acts of service is my dad's love language.
Okay.
So what we did for him spoke volumes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. All right. So you got a couple love lessons or?
Just the one.
Oh.
Today, we're going to close out in just a sec, but I'm going to give a love lesson today. Normally, I have several.
Yeah.
Today, I just got one because I think this whole episode was about showing love. So today, our love lesson is express verbally the love you have to people you love regularly.
Okay, let's say that again. Express verbally.
Words of affirmation. Express verbally
the love you have for the people you love regularly.
Yes.
Yeah. I love you, babe.
I love you too, babe.
Yeah. Yeah. And I say that regularly.
Yes, you do, babe.
Do I just tell you I love you a lot?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Because I want you to know that I do.
Yes, you do. And you should.
Yeah.
And you should know that I love you too, babe.
Yeah.
Regularly.
You love me regularly or you do? I don't know. I don't know that I want you to love me regularly. I want you to love me, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I love you all the time, and I want to say it regularly.
Okay, there we go. That sounds better.
That's what it is.
Because,
I purposely said it wrong so you could raise an eyebrow.
I love you regularly. It's a regular type of love.
Know,
what kind of love is that?
What is it?
Regular love.
All right, folks. So look, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned something, and I hope that you are vulnerable enough to speak words of affirmation to your friends and family.
And not regular love, regular words.
Speak the love.
I'm sorry, I would not get over that.
Thanks again for joining us on the Marriage We Like show and podcast.
The podcast that is not regular.
I know. Yes, it is. On Envision
it's not a regular
Radio
podcast. We're an exceptional.
Oh, I thought you meant like time period. Sorry. Yes. We are not a regular podcast, but we do come on regularly.
See, this is where
messing it all up.
She can't catch the jokes, man. She knows when I'm joking, but she can't catch the joke. I know that was a joke, but I don't know what it means.
We're not a regular podcast. We're an out the box podcast. That's what we do over here.
But we are on regularly.
But we are on regularly, and every Thursday
at 4
on
p.m.
Envision Radio at 4 p.m. Eastern. 3 p.m.
Central
on Thursdays. And if you listen to us on Friday.
Well, we release it on Friday on all of your podcast platforms.
That is correct.
Yes.
And you can also go to marriagebelike.com to listen to us. You can subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Yes. Also, email us at
Kenny and
Kenya
at marriagebelike.com.
If you want to be on the show.
Oh, what?
How about that? That'd be cool. Especially if you live in our area. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Or if you want to give feedback.
Yes. So
you can email us.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Maybe
let's just see if we get anybody.
Email some questions or whatever. Yeah.
Let's just see.
Scary.
Well, I just want to see if anybody will do it. They hardly ever email us. So I just want to see. Let's just see. All right. You can use that same email to pre-order our book.
That's right. Right. So we're in a devotional. What's it called?
Echoes of Faith.
Echoes of Faith. I'm asking you, what's it called?
Mm-hmm. We're in a devotional called Echoes of Faith that we co-wrote with several other writers, and you can pre-order it now.
Yes. So email us, and all you got to do is say, hey, I want one of them books, or 2 of them books, or 3 of them books, or 4 of them books, or 5 of them books.
It is $20, so you can pre-order, you can pay now, and we will ship it to you.
You stopped me. I was doing my song. But anyway.
Yes. That's why I stopped you. All right. Shout out to our son, KEG Beats, for our theme music.
That you hear right now.
Yes. And the Marriage We Like podcast is recorded and produced by our company, Green Room Entertainment.
Yes.
An award-winning
media
production company.
The best in Alabama.
Yes.
and the world.
The Best of Alabama for Videographers. That is what our award is. So we are an award-winning production company, recently awarded.
Yes.
And we're pretty proud of that. So you can go to greenroomentertain.com. All right. Thanks so much for listening to us and for supporting us and our podcast. Be sure to tell your friends and family, and you can listen to us again all through the week on podcast and next Thursday on Envision Radio. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.